Three, two, one. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing all right.
So,
Satisfactory.
so we got Rick, aka JuMpZ, and
Nice.
Parker, aka the many names that you've had, but right now, what? Ranch Raccoon?
Hey, it's Ranch Raccoon.
Ranch
Yours
Raccoon.
truly.
I noticed you have a new profile picture on Discord. Is that like the new art?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
That's the
It- it-
Ranch Raccoon.
it's going under a different process, but it's coming out pretty nice.
Can you tell me about that? Like, what is the story of Ranch Raccoon?
All right, so the dumb story about that is I was when Fortnite first came out, like in season 0, like probably 2018, 2017.
Mhm.
I was playing with a couple of Overwatch friends from the United Kingdom,
Mhm.
and I was dying for how creative like the kill feed was. It would be just like, oh no, Potato Potato Jr. just got killed by like Mr. Pistachio, or just like Spaghetti Fox just got destroyed by Vacuum Guy, and like these
Those are
are
good
like the
names.
funniest names. And I
Sounds
was
like
dying
Diego.
about this, and so I was writing these down like in my notes how funny they were, and one of the blokes in the one of my UK friends, they mentioned like, oh, it's like Ranch Raccoon. I heard that and I died. Like I thought that was so funny.
That reminds me
Like,
of. I got one of those too because I had Skeleton Sword.
yeah,
And it's just like
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Skeleton
it's just a
Sword.
combination of words that's silly and they don't go together and yet they do, you know?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
the reason why I haven't heard of it is because like like the Lay's Do Us a Flavor like campaign where like people trying to like find artificial flavors that Lay's can sell. Like
Yeah.
one of the winners was cheesy garlic bread,
Yeah.
and it's good.
Oh.
In the UK, it's like Lay's functions there, but it's under a different name. It's called the Walkers. Like it's the same logo, but it's just called Walkers.
Walkers.
And one of the flavors they were like was a finalist was this flavor just called Ranch Raccoon. Everyone was just like, why is it called that? I don't remember the specific like flavor of it, but it had like figs in it. Like it was this weird flavor. I saw like an extensive like there are not many reviews on it, but like there's one that was just kind of like a 0 out of 10. This is like the worst flavor of chips I've ever had. You're better off spending money on like anything better than this. It was just like awful. And I thought that was funny.
Wow.
Like it went to the point where I tried to call Walkers like, hey, do you guys got any freaking like because this promotion ended like in 2014. Like, do you guys got any promotion, any like empty bags or anything about that? And it's just like, no, it's all gone.
I think when I Googled it, I Googled it before because you asked me to do some artwork before. I Googled it before and I did see that it was like a Lay's potato chips thing.
Yeah, it's just this dumb potato chip brands that obviously did not win.
Yeah.
But like, I think it lost to steak fajitas, which is like that sounds way better than Ranch Raccoon.
I would be down for Ranch Raccoon chips.
If it was actual ranch instead of figs.
Yeah. Yo, JuMpZ, where did your name come from? I know your name is like, there's a Z at the end and it has different capital letters. Like, how'd you come up with that?
All right. Okay. So I don't have a cool story like Parker does. I will say though, it is reflective of basically what kind of games I really enjoyed, like my junior high. Like basically any game that involved movement and like freedom of like, I guess sandbox games, right? But at the same time, there's like I'm mostly focused on like TF2 when it comes to my name because
Oh, I see.
there's a function or mechanic in built mechanic known as blast jumping. You can rocket jump with like the soldier. You can blast jump with the demo man, and ultimately that's where jumps came from because that was me. Like I just love jumping around. I wasn't even much of like a. I didn't play the actual shooter itself. I was more for the movement, and I just really enjoyed the physics in that game. And as for the capitalization, the Z at the end, that was kind of like a byproduct of like what my 12-year-old, 13-year-old mind thought was cool.
Wait, how old are you now?
19.
Okay.
So
Dude,
like,
I also came
I
up with
kinda just ran with
Chokenator. Wait, sorry, go ahead.
I kind of just ran with that, honestly. Like,
Oh.
I mean, and I don't know. There's like a sense of proportion in the name I kind of did not intend for it to have, but I kind of like it. I don't know, something about the Z, like the M and the J, kind of holding it up, kind of like a Stonehenge kind of
Yeah.
deal.
You know, the more I look at it, the more attractive it gets.
It's interesting,
It's
right? I don't know.
symmetrical, you know? Yeah.
And it was unintended, but it's welcome. I mean, hey.
The more, you know how you say, when you say a word over and over, it gets weirder and weirder? Like, the more I look at it, the weirder it gets. It looks like a random assortment of letters,
Yeah.
the more you look at it.
For sure. So I mean, pretty simple story, but hey, it kind of is a reflection of what I am, honestly, in terms of my entertainment value, what I look for.
That's interesting because like Chokenator doesn't mean anything, honestly. It was also a name I came up with when I was like 12.
I mean,
And
hey,
yeah,
um, I've seen a lot of different names, and they kind of just stick. It's kind of like, I don't know, code names in a sense or something. It's pretty interesting.
there's a lot of names in Smash Bros that are like really bad, like
Yeah, like
dumb.
they're not creative or they're not good.
Yeah, yeah. There's really good ones too.
hmm
I don't know. The
I mean,
classic is like
personally,
Dr. Pee, and you can consider that bad or good depending on your
it's funny.
maturity
I
level, I
think
guess.
PPMD is like a more like clever joke to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's a lot
Yeah,
more.
that's
It
got
has
It's
more
more
good,
class,
yeah.
finesse. Yeah,
classy,
it's more
and like,
esports.
I think one of my favorite ones. I don't know why. I just like Borp. I just like the name Borp a lot.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
like
good
really
one.
funny to me. Just Borp.
I do want to talk about Smash because like I know you guys listened to. Did you guys listen to the one I did with Dairos and
Yeah, I listened
Yes.
to that.
Lantern?
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoyed that one.
yeah. So like they're new, but you guys, I guess I could call you veterans now. See, the thing is, for
It's
me,
weird, huh?
yeah, I when I came into the scene, or I mean, when you guys came into the scene, you guys were like babies, and the new game had just
Yeah.
come out, and I was like, dude, these guys are new. They're pretty good. I like it. I like the way they play. Um, but now you guys have been playing for a while. You've been to a lot of tournaments, hosted tournaments, um, played through
Yeah.
2 games now, and cycled through some characters. I know, Parker, you play a ton of characters.
Yeah.
Um, so what is it like now that you guys? I don't know if you guys are like. I would imagine there's more respect for you in the community. You guys are known. You're socialized. Like, how is it now? Like being. It's just a general question. Like, what's it like being a Smash player? You know.
Mm, do you want to answer first, Parker, or do you want me to?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Okay. So honestly, I, I wouldn't say I feel too much of a difference. Like, I'm still myself. I mean, I will say that it's kind of surreal that I've been here for as long as I have.
How many years now?
Because I'd say like a long time for me is different from you, but like 5 years feels like a long
No,
time
yeah,
for me.
that's a
'Cause,
long time for anyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
and personally, it's kind of like, I don't know. It almost feels as if I was at Battlegrounds like a month ago.
Dude, shout out to
But we all,
Battlegrounds.
Dude.
yeah.
That was the
Uh,
best.
and like before that, like it was Criers or whatever, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I literally learned of this like Smash scene not just through Joey, but like I did Pokemon trading card game as well. Like I played that game a bit,
Oh.
and then I did Smash. Honestly, like, that was interesting. Okay, but like overall, like I really like seeing a lot of familiar faces like in this community. Like over the years, it's just like, hey, I've known this guy for a while, and then seeing the new faces, it's like, yo, that guy. Like I don't know, it's really cool just seeing everyone come in and out, and like I don't know, I value something like in the community it that goes outside the game, I guess, and
Mhm.
like I just really appreciate them all, honestly. Like it can, I don't know, this question go in a lot of different directions, and I kind of am right now, but like there's so much I could talk about. Gosh,
Yeah.
like I mean,
Dude, like you're kind of seen as like one of the nicer guys in the Smash community, you know?
I don't know. I mean,
I mean, that's how I see you. Cuz the thing, okay, real talk, being really honest. There are a
sure.
lot of toxic fellows that came up in your generation. Not gonna name any names.
Dude,
They know who
actually.
they know who I might be referring to.
Sure.
Maybe they would deny it, maybe they wouldn't. But you, at the very least, are like don't seem to have problems with anyone. Everyone seems to be your friend. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've had our road bumps over the years. I mean, we've seen some local drama, but I
Yeah.
definitely try to see to like mediate the situation indirectly. I never try to directly involve myself with
Yeah.
like any sort of discord or conflict. I usually try to approach the people in question individually and just
Right.
kind of assess, like, be an observer in a sense. I'm very much an observer. I don't like being proactive at the moment. I just, I don't know. I find it reckless in a way. Like,
Mhm.
I'm very much, how should I say it? What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Well, I
Neutral.
guess I try to be neutral. Like, kind of, I don't know. I treat the community like like they were like a bunch of my children. As weird as that sounds.
No, yeah,
as
I
weird
totally
as it
get
sounds.
you. Don't worry, I am the grandfather of everybody, so I know exactly how it feels. And the thing is,
So
when
I don't know. I like trying. I want to make everyone feel comfortable in the scene.
Yeah, when I see drama, I find it really petty. So a lot of times, it's not that I try to mediate the situation and calm it down. I like to feed the fire sometimes. It really depends on what it is. Sometimes I like to troll people because I think they're getting their pennies up in a bunch over nothing. Like that
I
happens
feel
too.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Something is trivial. Like I don't really try to feed into that. I mean, I do sometimes actually. I'll admit one thing is there have been a few times where I kind of have fed into like a couple like altercations or whatever. That I kind of just I saw that's kind of meaningless, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't try to do it in a way that like is biased towards one of the parties. I do it in a way to make both parties realize what the fuck are you guys doing.
Yeah,
kinda
exactly.
deal.
Yeah. What I like to, well, for me, the only drama that actually matters usually has to do with venues and money. Those are the ones that like are serious because they affect the community
yeah.
in a really in a
definitely.
logistical way. And,
Yeah, that's what makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, we've definitely hit a lot of road bumps, but they're just road bumps. I think this community's great where it's at right now.
Am I gonna
Honestly.
see you guys on Saturday?
Yes.
Gaming Hub,
Yeah.
dude. I'm gonna be there.
Hell yeah.
I took the
Yeah.
day off. I'm on my way.
Hell yeah,
don't
dude.
worry, I'll be there.
I'm gonna be selling some art. I'm gonna be doing live commissions.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, freaking see me best of 10. I want to see how that turns out.
Dude, if I find time, because best of 10 takes a long time. So as long as I
Yeah,
have
I
time,
know you already promised like a couple other individuals, like
Yeah.
Lantern, Pirate.
I can maybe I
best
can
10.
do first to 5 sets with somebody.
I got you.
Here's the thing. Let's see if there's enough setups, because I'm gonna have a table with my art. But if someone can bring a
Okay.
Switch to my setup on some downtime when no one's doing anything, or
Okay.
if I'm not drawing, because I'm gonna be doing live commissions and I'm gonna prioritize that over anything too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I should enter the tournament. I'm not sure. But I'm leaning towards no. But we'll see. You know me. I always end up entering somehow. Yeah.
Probably gonna get like, I don't know. You're gonna get a party of people just wanting you to enter. Striker's gonna be your campaign.
I know, right? Someone's gonna sponsor me. To sponsor me.
Yeah, they're gonna sponsor you for gaming hub events.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, that's the thing. I also mentioned in the podcast with Dairos and Lantern that I really want to support Gaming Hub as much as possible.
Same.
Oh, absolutely.
I will give freaking Gaming Hub the fattest bonus points for being like one of those freaking like, because every single like gaming quote unquote venue that like you can pay hours to play the video games, they're always designed for bats. Like they're always darkly lit. I really hate Play Live because just like, guys, it's not the 80s anymore. Like arcades are not meant to be like these dark places. Make them more like Chuck E. Cheese where I can actually see what I'm doing.
Yeah, like it's more of a hangout spot, like just like Battleground. It's not like supposed to be a lounge or whatever. It doesn't have to be cool. Games don't have to force themselves to be cool. People are not looking at the venue anyway. They want to play games.
Yeah.
I like to see like what I'm doing because like it's more approachable if like if things aren't dark, because like when the first time you enter a Play Live, you're like stumbling around. It's like, oh, is this the right place? Hello. But it really like messes the eyes, because like I like to be playing video games in a well-lit room, for obvious reasons. But like
it is better for your eyes.
Yeah, it's way better for your eyes. Just like I like how Game was just like, no, we got the lights on. That's good. I'm like, yes, thank you. I don't like playing like we're a bunch of like moles and just like we don't have eyesight. It's like we gotta play in the dark.
And you can tell like the venue owner of like the gaming hub really cares.
He really cares
like, about what he's doing.
He really does. Yeah.
You can tell like he has like when he tries to help you out, he's very excited to help you out, and like and this man pulled like his 401k money to start this stuff up. Like
that's nuts,
holy shit.
dude. This guy, I really hope his business is successful. The thing is, it's in downtown Modesto. He gets a lot of kids from like less fortunate situations. So it's good that because kids need that. Kids need a hangout spot like that.
It does kind of help. It's right next to Valley Charter High School and like the Modesto Junior College.
Right, yeah.
East Campus.
It's also next to the what's it called? The bus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm able to actually make it there because it's very close to the bus.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
that's great.
Running a business in the Central Valley seems hard as hell, because like not only is the financial situation here so hard, but also you're in an area where people are not financially well off, so they can't spend a ton of money. So to keep a business afloat like that, it's gonna really need a community effort.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that Alex is successful. I really want to make sure. Like he said, like honestly, he said he would take like 10% of my art sales. I'll give him 50 as long as he sells something. You know.
Yo.
Like,
Dude,
no, but
yeah,
I already told him that, but he said no.
Oh man.
Damn.
What a guy.
Yeah, he's something else.
Yeah. He's sick. And like he's been there for months now, like since July, August.
It was before I went to. I think it was August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's like not in the red. I hope he's doing well every month.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think doesn't he host other events other than Smash?
Oh yeah, he does Fortnite. He has League. He does a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's sick.
He really he basically lives there. Like he stays for the all nighters. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's really cool.
Yeah. So we'll all be there on Saturday, which is exciting.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
So I don't know what to talk about.
That's fine. Oh man.
Yo,
Let me think.
I want to talk about. I mean, I guess when I keep looking at Parker's picture, and I just think of like the lax nature of ever since I met Parker, of his competitive style. I would say it's not.
Dude.
It's like competitive but not competitive, and
I
you
think
just
the
play
best way to
Smash.
describe it.
Yeah,
is
you
just, like,
tell me.
I think like the best way to describe it is like, did you think I would think? And just like people like think a complicate like a situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
me.
Parker helped me learn something very important about this game. Actually, God.
Yeah, I noticed
What
it's
was
always
that?
been very simple, very controlled, but very simple. And you kind of just do stuff, and I'm like, oh, I got hit, you know?
Like my most fun sets are definitely with Parker and Bracket. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
What's funny
they're
too is
pure.
that like Parker, you seem when you are against players that are like too serious, you kind of eat them alive sometimes because it's like they're so scared, and they get because I know because I've been there, right? I've been on the losing side against you, and you're gonna do a move that's just, why did he do that?
Why did he do that? But he did it.
But he did it, yeah.
It's great. Like that's why. Okay, I haven't seen him, or maybe I forgot. But like, I feel like he'd be a monster in crew battles just for that reason.
Actually, no. Like I've been a
Really?
part of crew battles. It's just like the thing with crew battles is people. I've been in a couple crew battles online, and I've gained some sort of like reputation of being somewhat of a threat and like online crew battles, at least to like the new Ultimate kids.
Sure.
And so they'll actually like they'll actually come up with like certain strategies to combat me, and I'm not used to that. It's because like I'm not used to that because like I'm not the biggest threat there. Like in other tournaments, like I'll be like just like a hidden boss. I'm not like the main. I'm not like an infamous. I'm not like Thomas or
okay.
anything.
Yeah.
So
What you're saying is
when
like they're actually focusing a lot more resources to actually take
Yeah.
you down.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's really funny because like I'll be playing K Rule, and they just go Isabel, and I'm like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
I can't even remotely approach this at
Yeah.
all.
It's funny you mention that too, because I kind of realized what happened to crew battles. I miss them. People hate them now. It's like, come on,
Dude,
man.
why do people hate him?
I don't know. Like, there's like a stigma that we built over time where it's just like, crew battles lame. Even doubles is kind of getting shafted, but we're starting to come back to that more. But there was a period of time where no one wanted to do doubles, and it was like, I don't know, things felt bland.
Well, here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
sure what it is.
I think any side event can work if it's low cost or free.
Yes.
And also there are enough setups, because if there's not enough setups, people are not going to play, you know.
We tried Squad Strike when it came to at McHenry Bowl. That worked out really well. I like
Yeah.
that.
I like
Yeah.
Squad Strike a lot. I would love to do
Squad
that.
Strike's great.
Somebody in the Central Valley Discord tried to argue the fact that should be the main way to play Smash instead of like vanilla Smash.
I mean, it'll never replace it, but it is pretty
obviously,
good.
yeah, but like it was a very weird idea. It's because like, and not even Nintendo has even made like a competitive like, I don't know, formula for Squad Strike.
Mhm.
At least I don't think so. I mean, it probably is. Yeah, there was. I totally forgot there was a term like that. But like, there's strategies for those. It was just kind of like, it was a pit player, but he had both pit and dark pit, or just be like, I play. Yeah.
Speaking of Squad Strike, all right, let's do this. If we were to do, what is the format? 5 or 4?
3.
It's 3? That's the standard? Okay, so Mine would be Isabel K. Rool Falcon.
Ooh.
Give me yours.
Well, mine would be Lucas Snake, and the third one actually ships a lot. I'm just telling you that right now. I could go from Pac-Man to Wii Fit Trainer to Villager,
To
even
Swift
the
Fox.
Falcon if I really wanted to. Swift Fox. God. But no, like usually I would probably pick Villager or Pac-Man. Those are the two I've been working on the most lately.
Interesting.
For me, it tends to change all the time. Sometimes I'll just be. It feels like I'm playing Marvel at that point, because when I play Marvel, like in a team of threes, it's just like Smash. I'll just pick
Yeah.
like one guy that I know how to play and two other schmucks, and then we get the job done. And
Like, oh, that guy's funny.
Yeah,
I want to play him
What's
too.
funny is that like I feel like for Rick, 3 might be too many, and then for Parker, 3 is not enough.
it really is not.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that third character feels like a filler sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm gonna do this work with 2 characters that I'm really put my time into.
And, Squad Strike actually feels a little bit like the tag games of other traditional fighting games like Marvel series, DBFZ.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
every
KOF.
KOF. A lot of games now have just the multi-character fighting where you have to master more than one.
I like
I
that.
really do appreciate that kind of depth, honestly.
Yeah. So Squad Strike has that depth, and Squad Strike tends to favor the people who are sort of all-around Smash Masters rather than specialists.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not that specialists kind of get nerfed in Squad Strike though, because
For sure.
either one can do well in a regular tournament, but in Squad Strike you gotta have many.
You gotta
You gotta split your brain.
I will say that I think there are going to be some very interesting, I don't know if they're already being applied, but strategies when it comes to Squad Strike. People picking characters that they don't really even like resonate with just to like get that edge. Like for example, Robin, right? Because if your opponent, I don't know, like something about Nosferatu, right? I think Nosferatu actually does get affected by Squad Strike. But I'm not
Really?
sure how. Yeah, it's I read something on it, but God, it was weird. Something also like the aura mechanic gets affected by Squad Strike.
Yeah, I was
doesn't it?
just about to ask. Does
Yeah,
Lucario does that work?
I believe
if he's,
so.
Last character or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very strange mechanics that get affected by Squad Strike in that way.
I think Joker also gets that mechanic change as well. That's one thing I really don't like about that character. The character just gets rewarded for losing when he shouldn't.
Guys,
Oh,
if we
man.
end up playing this Saturday, for me, I try to make sure that everything becomes content. I recorded a bunch of
Okay.
Melee net play sets, and I want to eventually upload all of them. But
Sounds good.
yeah, I want to make sure everything's recorded, so I could maybe I can bring one of my small tripods, and like, if I end up playing people, then I'll record it.
I'll dig around for this capture card I have. It's like it's called the Easy Cap 280, where it
Yes.
just directly plugs into the setup, and you can just record straight to a flash drive. And it's,
Okay,
I
that
don't
would
know.
be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look for it, but I don't know if I'll find it. So you might want to bank on your first option.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't mind the whole cell phone thing. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I want to interview
Okay.
people. Man, I've become a full-on content creator. You guys know I'm doing paid coaching now for Smash.
Oh, for real?
Really?
Yeah, so I finally got clients, not locally, but I put it up on Fiverr, and I have one who's a Sonic main from Texas,
Ooh.
and I did one session with him, and then he got another one. We're doing another one this month, and then I got a Mario player from SoCal, and when he was messaging me, I was like, "Do you enter tournaments?" He said, "No, I just want to be better than my friends." And I was like, he's really paying for coaching so he could wreck his friends.
Yo,
But hey, I'll
that's
take
cool.
it. Yeah, we'll
That's
take
pretty
it.
Cool. I like that, honestly.
That is really funny.
It is funny. I don't play Mario though. The thing is, for me, like, I can at least watch the game and have enough analysis to like help someone.
Yeah.
But it would
enough
help a
game
lot
awareness.
if I like, yeah.
For sure. That's great. I think that's awesome. I think you're gonna do awesome stuff in that.
You know what's funny? Kind of funny that I'm thinking about is that I've only played you guys in Ultimate once, in tournament setting.
Oh yeah.
And I won
that's true.
against both of you.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, for
That is
jumps
true.
it was right when the game came out, and then for Parker it was a casual free tournament at my house.
Dude. Oh my gosh, that was funny because I believe for like not that match, but like I remember feeling really super drained and kind of like wanted to go home around that time, and I definitely remember going Richter, and after anytime I did any, like, if there was any distance between us, I would just say it's time. And it was really dumb.
Yeah.
And then later on, I played Thomas in tournament, and I was in a Discord call with Henry and Owen, and they were telling me what attacks to do in the neutral,
Oh, that's hilarious.
and some of them worked, and they started dying. It's like, what, you down smash 8 times in a row, and Thomas died to it? It's like, yeah. It's like, freaking
That's
idiot.
the most hilarious strategy I've ever heard of.
Man.
That's like as troll as it gets.
That was great.
I'd say at that time I was definitely most scared of you, Choke, because I felt the experience in our set. I was like, damn, this guy's using his raw like knowledge in the game itself
Yeah.
to beat me, and it's insane.
That's actually
like,
I could have won that tournament. Like I knew that week 1 I could just carry myself
Absolutely.
off of just raw,
it's
fighting.
scary. It's very scary. It's because it's like, oh my god. I don't know.
I don't have a chance
it
anymore
was
though.
it was a deadly aura I felt that day.
I could have beat anyone that day. I got pretty close. I think I lost to Mackerel and Allen that day.
Mm,
But we were all week 1 and yeah. Respectable sets.
absolutely.
That was a fun tournament. I remember. It was
Yeah, there
really
was
good.
like 80 people or something.
I took Wabiata winners for a cheesy fair spike with Snake. I didn't even know what I was doing with the character.
I lost to Robert that tournament. I was mad.
Yeah, he did well.
Yeah, he did.
That was a really cool, like, it kind of set the tone. Who won that one? Was it Infamous? No,
I
those
wanna
guys
say-
from SoCal.
Wasn't S2H there?
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, he won.
I think he won, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. I mean, how long's Ultimate been out now? Like about a year.
It's
Almost, yeah.
It's starting to celebrate stuff on its like Sakurai posted a picture like not too long ago talking about the anniversary of Smash Bros. Ultimate,
Yeah.
and like shows all the renders of the characters who were not present in Smash 4. And it's really cool to see like Ice Climbers and like Richter and Simon and like
Yeah.
both trainers and like Joker and Terry.
That is
It's
really cool.
I really love the trajectory of this game because even it's been out a year. The meta hasn't centralized in any way. The patches have been good. Good feedback pretty much on the patches. The game is still
For sure.
seen as balanced. For the most part, I mean, I think people still think like if we want to talk about tiers, people are saying Joker, Peach, Pikachu, stuff
Snake.
like that. Yeah,
Palutena.
Snake. Yeah, Palu. Those seem to be, and Wolf. Those seem to be like pretty consistently up there. But honestly, like they're not like extremely oppressive that other
Yeah.
characters can't fight it.
You know what I think really helps too is honestly just as the cast is getting bigger, you're encountering these top tiers that are gradually getting more and more matchups that are possibly like not even that good for them because you know
Yeah.
the way they're designing these new movesets are so different compared to many other characters, and it just I don't know, it completely rocks the meta in my opinion.
The other thing too is that you still have these high skill ceiling characters that haven't been mastered yet that I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
are going to be up there eventually. Like, and what comes to mind for me immediately are Ken and Ice Climbers. That
Oh,
they're so
God.
difficult that, but once people master it, it's going to be like insane.
Yeah.
Ice Climbers are feeling really, really technical, but like the consistency of doing that stuff isn't really there yet. But Ken's right up there. Like if you
Yeah,
could,
yeah.
Ken's comments are pretty good.
There are some like ever since the game came out, I think Ruri Pika and there's like a few Ice Climber players online who just have insane combos, and they seem to be able to confirm a death off of anything. It's just that it's hard to be technically
Recognizing like I don't know, it's a lot. That's gonna take a lot of experience. With like Ice Climbers, it's gonna take a lot of experience, like awareness of my opponent's at this percent, and I can do this move that would have worked 10% ago, but no, I got to use this one instead to start it off. It's very involved. It's gonna take a long time, but I know we're gonna see someone who just knows. and
Yeah,
it's
the
just
thing
gonna be
about the human
insane.
brain is that like you build game sense and intuition over time, and so
Yeah.
if there's someone who is maining Ice Climbers for like 5 years, Ice Climber specialist, they learn all the matchups, they figure out how to play neutral in all the matchups. The thing is, once they got to confirm, you don't have to think anymore because your brain is already ingrained into that. Because that's kind of how the
Yeah.
human brain works, right? Like,
Yeah.
like if you play a combo-oriented character, the
Then
confirms
you
are just
just
going to be
think about
automatic,
it.
you know?
For sure. And honestly, like I think, okay, you know what? This is something that people have known to me for a very long time, and I won't back down on. But like, Lucas is having the longest redemption mark ever, like in my opinion. Like I hopped on that train in Smash 4. I have a feeling it was happening in Brawl, but because Brawl was for different reasons, it was mostly because he suffered from different things that like specific things like the 10 extra grab release frames that kind of just deleted him from the meta.
Mm-hmm.
But like ever since Smash 4, I truly believe this character is sleeper. And I don't know, like I'm just seeing the cycle all over again. Like towards the end of Smash 4, I feel like people are starting to wake up and see Lucas as like a better character. But then Ultimate dropped, and now people are putting him like bottom like 60 or something, like,
Well,
like
the
close
thing
to bottom
about
10.
yeah, the thing about having a balanced game with this many matchups too is that I mean, like look at Melee. I always like to use Melee as an example because it's been out for so long,
Yeah.
and you still have specialists who destroy the meta single-handedly. Speaking of, we have Hungerbox, and then Axe and JuMpZ. It only took one person to bring a character to very top, and I feel like there are players like MK Leo who can basically play any character, and people are going to think they're top tier just because Leo's so good, right? So it doesn't really matter. And I think what's cool is that for you to believe that Lucas is a great character, like everybody has beliefs, and everybody has potential to prove that belief to the general public, and also whether or not you think you've proved it, there are still going to be people with different beliefs and who want to prove you wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know. I guess as much as I don't know. I don't really say this to a lot of people, but I just have something. I don't know. I just like bringing the most out of the characters I play. And when I see Lucas, I'm like, there's a lot out of this character that can come out. And it's like, I don't know. I just want to go to like bigger tournaments and show that, I guess. And that's what I've been doing this year.
That character is really showing a lot of like, interesting things. People always seem to complain about like PK Freeze and not really a lot of else. Like it's
because they don't know the character.
Yeah, they don't know. They see PK Freeze and it's just like the most obvious thing is like that's the best move he has. But like, dude, I'm way more afraid of like PK Thunder than PK Freeze. Yeah, people sleep on. Yeah,
insane. F tilt will catch
Down
so
smash.
many options. It's safe on shield. It's insane. Like God, it's like frame 7. It's a really good tilt. There's so many moves that like are extremely good on this character that people should be complaining about, but they're not. And honestly, it's whatever. I'll take it. I'll take my broken moves.
People just still view Lucas as just a watered down mess, and I really hate that because there's so much more to like what's going on here, and people just see the obvious as just kind of like, no, his PK Thunder is not as good as Ness.
Yeah, I call it like a side graded Nikita, kind of. Like
Dude, it's
Nikita kills
better sometimes.
This one just gimps you at 0 and like stage spikes you like 10 times.
Like it's able to gimp characters with really good recoveries too. Like even like I can get gimped at K Rool with that move, and it's kind of frustrating at times getting back on stage with that.
Speaking of K Rool,
yeah,
I'm a K Rool main. I don't really want to main K Rool anymore. I think he's actually decent. What's funny is that after a year of tier lists coming out, and there's like also an online tier list where a bunch of top players get averaged into one tier list. I think that seems to be the most accurate when I look at it, but people still put K Rool at either bottom 1, bottom 2.
I don't know why they do that.
I don't know why either.
I don't know either.
Legit. Like K Rool's legit. I don't know what.
Like it's really hard. Like it's really hard to find. Like it's hard to find the best character. It's really hard to find the absolute worst character in the game.
Yeah, I think it's harder to find the worst than it is the best because bottom tier is never going to be accurate. There are going to be people who main that character that are still going to be good. Competitive.
Yeah. Like K Rool recently got buffed, and he was already pretty much a powerhouse prior. Now he's just kind of like really tipping it over. Like they buffed the speed of neutral B, and that really opens up a lot of options that I was not previously able to perform back then. Like there was an instance because of how fast things were moving, I was able to you could post this. You could what's it called? Suck in the cannonball if it bounced off somebody's shield. So I shot off a villager's shield and then sucked it back up and saw he was jumping above me, but he air dodged out of the way into my up smash when I shot it upwards. So I up smashed him into my upwards cannonball, and it like absolutely decimated. It was great. I would never be able to do that if that was not happening. But like I think the only thing that like that thing actually changed is back then I was able to suck somebody off stage, and because of how slow the move was, if you had somebody sucked in, I would intentionally take the longest route of turning around and shooting backwards to get somebody, like, because if you were able to like B reverse it with the suction, and then you would turn around and do the slow turnaround backwards into and it would just like if you had like a vanilla recovery, like if you were like Captain Falcon and you didn't have your jump, even if you did have your jump, you're still like dead. because of how like slow and like low you were.
Mm-hmm.
But the character's good. It's really good.
Yeah, the character's
Like,
legit. I mean, he has armor. Like they buffed Nair too.
They did, and that was
Nair's a huge
People,
buff.
yeah, people keep talking about Nair. I'm more like enthralled with up air. Up air was already a ridiculously strong move,
Yeah.
and now it's just like you would kill somebody at the top of the stage, like at probably like 50 or 60, because it's gonna happen a lot too. Because K. Rool's like most damaging throw is the best damaging throw in the entire game. That's up throw. It does like 20%, like
20. Yeah.
and it's great
pretty
because like
crazy.
if somebody's like at around like 30 and you get them to the top platform. You could either do a mix-up and see if they will air dodge, and then you go into an up smash, or if they don't air dodge, you go straight in the up air and you just kill them.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
yeah.
I tend to not have plans when I play K. Rool. I just kind of I'm in the moment, and when in doubt, I dash attack. That's my K. Rool has the smallest brain possible. It's just raw lizard like instinct when I play.
It's got a
That's
small
like
crown.
one of the things I've kind of learned over the years is like I've definitely like I think okay, so it is important to have a game plan, but at the same time, straying away from that game plan is like so important. I realize, and it could range from just like, hey, maybe I shouldn't always go for like the quote unquote optimal option and kind of just throw my opponent for a loop. No, like I at Genesis 6, I applied that for like the first time, and that was like the end of like Winterside. I played against TLTC, and like, oh my god, like the way I won like that like second game, I was about to get 2-0'd. Like this man was on his last stock at like 60, and I was at like 120. I was like, you know what? Like neutral get up smash, and it worked.
Well,
I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, and it was crazy because like I had to break out of my flowchart. I would always use the same get up options, or like, and he would always catch him, and like he would always like his back gears like would always like oppress anything I would do. So it's like, why don't I just use one of my iframes? God, it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And I've been doing it a lot more often. Like I've just been throwing dash attack out. Like sometimes the most stupid option is the most optimal option.
Yes, yeah. I want to talk about that because I mean, it's funny that you discovered that recently because you know I think it's funny because you've been playing this long, but I feel like everybody is still kind of young in their development as a player. And for me, I've learned a lot about like AIs recently in the past year. And when AIs figure out games like chess, they do like to exhaust every option. But neural network AIs, they build what's called a game sense or an intuition. Now theirs are extremely advanced because they've gone through the trials. Like imagine if I played 1 million Smash games in like a couple hours. An AI can do that and learn the game. But you know we tend to learn a little bit faster. It takes us less games to learn and build that game sense. But the thing is, going back to game plans, is that it is possible to like really think about everything that's gonna happen and build a game plan off of it. But we're not AIs. We don't have perfect memory and we don't have perfect learning skills, and we're not able to run trials 1 million times an hour. So the thing is, when you talk about having a game plan, I think a human game plan is never going to be perfect. So what I would say is you want to deviate as often as possible, actually. Like in a tournament, maybe you want to stick to it in order to win. But if you're playing friendlies or playing to learn, you might have a general game plan, but you want to deviate as often as possible. Even if it's a move that's horrible and definitely not going to work, you still want to do it to confirm whether or not it's not going to work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For all you know, it could just be like, hey, that worked in that situation. And like, I don't know. Because you definitely discover new things doing that.
Yeah, and they could be added to your game plan, even if it's extremely situational. That's why I always like to say every move has a function. Then people talk about, oh, this move's so good, but they never talk about in what situation can I use my character's worst move. You know? Yeah,
for sure. Actually, Parker, it's funny that Choke mentions this. I don't know if you remember from any of our sessions, but you notice how I say the most dumb thing that in other people's eyes that I've ever done, like in game with Lucas, is PK Thunder on stage and hit myself from the top blast zone. I would just shoot myself downwards, and since he bumps back up, you can do it again, but it's hella unsafe normally. But people don't expect it.
Exactly.
I've been kind of seeing that a little bit more, so I'm more inclined to expect it. But like the first time I saw it, I was like, whoa, don't do that.
Right, that's the thing too. I mean, that's another beautiful thing about fighting games is that we're kind of limited by what we're prepared for. So since human reaction time is slow, human reaction time gets actually way slower if you're not prepared for something that you haven't seen.
For sure.
So if that was a common move, then I would punish it every time, right? But it's not common. In fact, you never see it. So therefore, people's reaction time is going to be like 1 to 2 seconds slower. So
It's crazy.
and you can kind of prey on that a lot of time with people. That's why I think I really enjoy playing against like young players, because you can really expose their game plans really quick, especially if they think they're solid, but they're actually not. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, this game's, I don't know, like for a while it's felt kind of stagnant for me, like in terms of just like my play style and like where I'm at, and I don't know. I've seen a shift that's benefited me in the sense of just this game feels a lot more renewed, I guess, and it's like the greatest feeling ever. Like I'm enjoying the game a lot more because of it. Like I feel like I'm playing a different game.
Yeah, it's because you're setting yourself free from whatever was holding you back before. Like the game has pretty much, I mean, essentially endless possibilities. I mean, they're not endless, but probably in the million possibilities that we can see. So we'll never be able to see them all. We'll never be able to exhaust them all as human beings. So there's always something new to discover. And as long as you set yourself free, like I can't imagine someone being able to have the time to master all 80 characters.
Oh man.
I actually think it's impossible. Like I think we only have so much time on our hands to like learn. I mean, what is the web of matchups now? Like how do you even calculate that exponentially? Like there's like several thousand matchups in the game, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
So it's just impossible, and so we have to build like the most solid game plan that will help us win, or just do whatever and still win. Like there's many ways to the top of the mountain.
Absolutely. There's so many different ways you can climb it. Yeah. It's great, dude. Like, oh, man, I think another thing that I kind of did benefit from Smash 4, like in terms of my mentality. Nothing to do with like the correlation between Smash 4 and Ultimate, more so my own like personal mindset is like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like in a sense, you could say that I have put less meaning into the game, but I think I have. Like some people have told me, oh, you don't seem to have as much passion for this game as you used to, did you? And it was more so, no, I'm kind of just enjoying the ride at this point. You know, I'm taking it seriously, but I'm not taking it seriously to the point where I feel super heavily emotionally invested, I guess. But like, it's more so I'm trying to optimize my progress because, like, I don't know. I used to get like hella tilted before when I first joined, and like I used to get pretty frustrated. And I think it's healthy to feel frustrated, honestly. So when I do feel frustrated these days, I know I'm frustrated for like the right things.
Yeah.
And I try to not let it linger, you know? And I don't know, like I've been enjoying this game a lot more because of it. Like I'm kind of just playing at the moment. If I don't do well, there's always a next time, you know? Like there's always a next time. And I don't know, I guess overall I've had a healthier shift in my mindset is what I'm trying to get at in all this.
Yeah, I always think the most superior type of player is the one that learns. I also mentioned this in the previous podcast with Dairos and Lantern, that the greatest player is the scientist, the one that will experiment and the one that will remember what they learned. And I think emotions are more for motivation than anything, but emotions actually don't help you get better at the game. They will motivate you to get better, but what actually makes you get better is strategy, game plan, learning, experimentation, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I guess really it's all a matter of like just evaluating my life in general. Like I'm starting to like see like how my own mentality in general has like affected Smash, and I'm kind of correlating that to other parts of my life too. Like I'm honestly in a state of limbo where I'm at right now. Like I want to be good at Smash, I want to be good at that, and I'm kind of just in discovery phase. It's pretty normal, I guess, but
yeah.
I'm being a bit more aware of it, I guess. Like, hey, there are so many of these options in front of me.
I love that, because I think the idea of like learning and mastery, and one of the reasons I love the topic of getting good is because this is what I focus on every day, you know? And the learning process of learning Smash or any game for that matter is the same as the problem solving process that we use in life. And it's funny that because I transitioned out of fighting games into like I guess having a life, whatever that means, or trying to build my art career now and trying to have a
Yeah.
business. I use a lot of the same learning strategies as far as like experimentation and trying to have game plans and goals. Just that explorative mindset, like all those things, the mental models that I gained from playing Smash for more than 10 years are being brought to my life now, and
Yeah.
are super applicable. And I think what's funny is that at the end of the day, we want to be able to do what we want, and we want to be able to like create some kind of feedback loop where we do what we want, we get rewarded for it, and it's able to make us do more of what we want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah. And I think the thing that enables that at the end of the day, and this is where being an adult is hard, is money.
Oh, for sure.
What's funny is that we
Actually.
wish it didn't come down to that, but I've learned that, you grow up, I talked about this in the last podcast too. You grow up thinking, money isn't everything. That's what all the media tells us. But it's a measure of value, and it's a means of trade. And
Yep.
money lets us do basically anything. So as long as we give something valuable to other people, they'll give us money, and then we can continue doing that. So it as long as what we're doing is valuable to other people too, that's where that's the real like balanced. I don't want to say middle ground, but it's like the sweet spot where you do something you like, other people think it's valuable, so you get paid, and then you can continue doing what you like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be tough for sure, but I mean, I totally. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, career-wise,
I
I
got a
know
point.
you would like always DM me about like jobs and stuff. What are you doing now?
Right now, man. I'm okay. So I'm looking towards getting my license to become an insurance broker soon, but that's temporary.
Oh.
Um, I am pursuing an art career too, actually.
Oh, sick. Okay.
And honestly, I've been pretty silent about it because I've been doing a lot of my own thing on my own. I've been practicing different mediums for a while now. I've been focused a lot on sprite animation lately. I've been in a community, and I've been learning how to create sprites, edit them, and animate them in Adobe Flash. And I don't know. I have an interest in the arts. I just don't know where specifically yet. And I have a feeling I do want to be a 3D artist, but I know that can change so quickly. But that's kind of my focus right now. I'm kind of been working on my own Blender and stuff.
That's really
So-
interesting. Yeah. You know what? You want to hear my advice from as a career artist?
What's up?
No matter what level you're at, don't be hidden anymore. Just stop being hidden. I know you want to get good and practice it, but just show people. That would be
Okay.
my advice, 100%. Just start showing people, because it doesn't matter. As long as you have a learning mindset, people want to see our progress in getting better at anything. And
Okay.
I think you should share that progress with people or people who, at least start with people that you trust would give you good feedback and are not going to tear you down. And I doubt that there are many people who are actually going to try to tear you down,
For sure. Yeah. That's definitely been an anxiety in the back of my head.
Yeah. Just get
I don't
over
know.
it, man. Just show people. The good feedback will help.
Okay. For sure. No, I'll take that advice to heart because honestly, that's probably something I needed to hear.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But
Yeah, man.
like I said, it's all been a discovery, and I've reapplied to a bunch of colleges at a lot of art schools, but I'm looking for an economical route. I'm not trying to look for the best art school, because even if it is the best art school, at the end of the day, it's more so what I make of those resources. So
yeah. Honestly, stay cheap. I wouldn't. In 2019, I wouldn't recommend art school to anyone, just because it's
sure.
overpriced. Even if the instructors there are gonna some of them might be better than what you'll find in the free content realm of
Sure.
YouTube. YouTube is still really strong, and more teachers are going to a place like YouTube because they're able to still feed themselves off of YouTube revenue.
Yeah.
But
That's why I actually didn't apply to any private art schools. I actually was looking towards I'm looking towards Fresno State or San Jose State right now, because those are some of the cheapest options around me.
Oh yeah.
Plus, if I go to Fresno State, I wouldn't have to pay housing fees, so it'd be like a flat 6K a month,
Oh,
and that'd be pretty good for me, honestly.
I would say also look into courses on Skillshare and Udemy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Skillshare
Gumroad,
has a lot
yeah.
of different stuff for animation. It's pretty
Yeah.
great.
I'm actually not very familiar with those resources, so I'll
Yeah,
definitely.
you know what? I think also like get the most out of you can of what's free is what would be my recommendation. So like find absolutely everything on YouTube first before you consider paid options like getting a degree, because getting a degree actually doesn't help you that much in the art realm. Now I don't know what you want to
Yeah,
do as
for
like
sure.
a career goal. I don't know if art will be your career goal or if you just want to get good. But for art as a career goal, the income is so hard to come by that you don't want to make it an investment, a risky investment.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean that's really why I am looking towards a cheaper option in general, because I realize how much of an investment it can be.
Yeah.
I know it's a very competitive, like the industry at least. It shouldn't be a competitive environment, but that's what it is.
Let me tell
But
you now that the instruction that you can find on YouTube, two channels in particular. There's Proco. You know Proco?
Proco?
Yeah,
No.
Proko. That's a life drawing class.
Okay.
He teaches you how to draw human bodies. His is
Oh,
better than his YouTube class for free is better than anything I've ever had in school. And
I've actually watched a few of his videos now that I look at.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Also, there's modern day James, who is really advanced, and he's kind of fast in the way he teaches, and he kind of expects you to keep up. But that's another really high level teacher on YouTube. And the more time that passes by, the better teachers there are on YouTube that are like teaching people with no resources to get good.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'll definitely look into these because I have definitely like trying to find a level of improvement, but
yeah,
it's tough because I've kind of just been going to like just random like figure drawing websites, because that's really what my focus has been with traditional right now. I've been
mm-hmm.
trying to get the figure down, like
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
Proco.
tough.
Yeah, good, just 100% go watch Proco videos.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay. Now it's been a journey because like I'm also juggling Smash with this. Like those are honestly my two biggest passions right now,
yeah.
and like I'm open to others, but right now that's where I'm at. Like I don't know. I love computers, so that honestly stems into like everything I like.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I've grew up with computers. My dad was a huge computer geek, and I've had like really good computers since I was young, and I liked working with. And then I don't know, the artsy side kind of like melted into that, which is why I like want to pursue becoming a 3D artist in a sense. I really do
Mm.
like 3D environments and whatnot, but I don't know. It's just a huge journey. I don't know what I'm gonna specialize in. It'll be fun though. I mean, I'm trying to put my all into it, so I'll find it somehow. I guess I'm kind of just in a limbo, like I said, kind of lost,
Right,
but
right.
we'll see.
I
I've been trying
yeah
to
that
find guidance.
that's why I would recommend sharing your art, because I think the feedback is what really leads us. Because in careers, like it really just depends on what value you're giving to other people in order that they will give value back to you, whether it be the form of money or some kind of other repayment.
For
Um,
sure.
so that's why you need to like make sure your whatever work you do in any field gets out there for people to see. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I really enjoy talking to you, Rick. I remember you approached me a long time ago about like mentorship, and I really do like you as a person, and I feel like we could work together in the future.
Oh, that means a lot, man.
Yeah.
And I think I look up to you a lot too. Like I actually was talking to Ivan the other day. Um, we had like a walk, and we were just talking a lot about the scene and like our our own opinions on it and whatnot. Like what we can do as individuals to like help it out without changing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he gave me like a little homework assignment that admittedly I haven't done yet. Like I mean, two things. One, get better sleep, like 8 hours a night. I've been
Oh
okay
yeah.
on that. 7 hours to like it can range from 7 to like 9, so I'm doing fine there, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Mm-hmm.
But another one he mentioned, which kind of like passed my mind recently, was to think of 5 people that I would like to be influenced by.
Oh wow.
So
I want to
I've
do
been
that too,
really thinking about it. It's been very, very. We've had very, very interesting conversations, and I think I don't know,
dude.
like
I want to
one of
talk to Ivan again. I love that guy. He was actually on my very first podcast.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen that one, but that's really cool.
Yeah, that was a long
But
time ago.
yeah, no, he's helped me a lot too, dude. Like honestly, general life advice. And
Yeah,
I feel like you fit that same realm.
I really like him because he is the type to think a lot about self improvement too.
Yeah, but it's I don't know what else to say except that it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, that's it. Parker, I don't know. What do you do? Do you work right now?
Yeah, I'm still working at Redwood Cafe as both a busser and as a food runner for Sunday Buffet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, tips over there are pretty handsome, pretty good.
That's right. That is a pretty nice restaurant.
It is very nice.
Yeah, I've eaten there once.
Gets a lot of business, especially on the weekends. Like, there's a lot of events in the background. Like, oh, what's over there tonight? It's like, oh, it's a quinceañera. Oh, it's a wedding. Oh, it's a celebration.
Wow,
celebration of life. Like all this different stuff. It's just different days.
It's one of the nicer places in Modesto, honestly.
It really is.
Yeah, it's pretty high level. Like, it's really.
I definitely haven't been there.
You should check it out. It's what's funny is that Parker, when I used to work at O'Brien's, I would always see you walking around. Like, I don't know, what are you doing walking around the streets of Modesto in that area?
I always walk because like.
Do you actually?
Yeah,
dude, I do too.
I walk everywhere, man. I mean, I occasionally take the bus if I need to get like somewhere downtown, but anywhere else, I will walk. I walked over to the mall to get food today, and then I walk over to freaking deposit a check, or I walk over to the grocery store.
We should totally walk. I'm totally down for that.
Dude, Rick, pretty good, yeah. What kind of area, what part of Modesto do you live in?
You know where Roseburg Square is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very close to there, like totally. Actually, I moved recently a bit further away, but like not too far. It's like 3 blocks down, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But I'm around like that area, like Roseburg Square, Virginia Trail.
I see.
So I'm very close to like the gaming hub. Actually, I could bike there for tournaments or walk there.
Dude, biking and walking are like so like slept on. Honestly,
they're so therapeutic.
The world is so like in the convenience realm. We got Uber Eats now. What else? DoorDash. Like everything's being driven to us now. We got Amazon.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, dude. I don't know. Something about biking for your goods is like very satisfying.
Yeah. You seen WALL-E?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pixar movie. They live in that world, dude. Everything is just brought to them instantly.
Yeah. I love the message in that movie so much, dude.
Yeah. What's funny is that Pixar is not. I think WALL-E was probably the most obvious with their like thematic message.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think Pixar doesn't really try to be preachy. They tell an honest story that will focus on certain problems. Mm-hmm. And what's great about WALL-E is that, like, yeah, you know, we really are in this world of convenience, and the way to set yourself free from that is just go outside and have an adventure with someone. You know,
it's so simple, but it does so much. Like, I don't know. Because you know, it's a simple task too. Like, you know, just go outside, look at something. Just
walk around. Yeah.
That difference does so much for you. Like, I don't know.
back when Lance Kelly is in town for Modesto, me and him, we like to hike all over like these different these different parks, or like these wildlife reserves for around the Central Valley. Like we'll go over to Caswell Park, which it's just in like near Modesto. It's just people just go right past it, but it's pretty nice. We were there after it rained, so like it kind of turns into like a little bit of a bog or somewhat swamp looking, but it was very nice. And then we hiked over to Pinecrest. That's a lot of fun because Pinecrest ignores what month it is, because no matter what month it is, it always has snow there. Like it was July 3rd, and we're just like playing in the snow, like, oh, this is fun.
Whoa.
But it's pretty great. But like I have Lance tells me like I surprisingly keep up with him because he hikes a lot more, but like I don't hike as much. But I walk all over the place. My calves are huge, man. They're fucking huge.
Let's go.
But it's really funny though, because I walked so much that my pace is really good, and I'll be walking with like other people, or like specifically other smashers, and they tell me to slow down. Like Greg in particular really tells me like, dude, what's the hurry? Dude, you need to slow down. I can't keep up with you. It's like, then I go to his level, I'm like, oh, this is so slow.
Right.
No, there was a funny moment where me and Louis G, we both got up and we both got our copy of Marvel's Capcom Infinite, right?
Uh-huh.
and we're walking home because we live next to each other. But my pace is like I'm keeping up like a very like it's a very moderate pace, but I just want to go home and play the game. But I'm not in a huge hurry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a conversation with Luigi, but I see like every once in a while he has to run up to me just to keep it like in the same pace I'm going to. And as he's about to run up to me, he trips and his freaking copy of Marvel's Captain America goes like 11 feet in the air.
No.
No.
It's in the steelbook though, so it's fine. But it was like
Oh,
it was really
okay.
funny. I was like, "Whoa, there it goes!"
Wow.
That's funny. Dude, I would love to
That's-
walk with you. Walk around.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Because I just walk over the man.
That's
It's
awesome.
good to walk.
It is.
I started biking a few weeks ago, a couple months ago actually, because we had a yard sale and I bought my auntie's bike. She had a pretty nice road bike. She got it for $800 or something. I got it for her for $200. So pretty nice deal there. But it's a very high quality bike, and I use it to bike around in the morning now. And it's done a lot for me. Like my, even if it's not very rigorous, like I don't really bike around that far. But
Sure.
it's like a few miles a day, and
It does. It makes a difference.
yeah, it makes a huge difference. Like I feel it in my legs. I feel better. And,
Like you're still pumping blood, which is good.
yeah. And what's crazy is that even if it doesn't feel that tough, there's a big difference when you stop. I think that's the main thing.
Oh, for
When you
sure.
don't do it, it's like I feel like trash.
Yeah, you feel the effects of it.
Yeah. And Parker, I guess you wouldn't know because you always walk. It's just your habit. Right?
Dude, I always walk, and it really helps out in work because my long strides just get to where I need to be. Like
Yeah.
if this place needs more cocktails, so I was like, I'm on it. And like I don't run anywhere. I just like do these big dumb walks, and I get over there really quickly. Like it's really hilarious how much this actually works out in my favor. Because like where I'm at, like situated, is a very good location for a lot of things. Like I don't like people like why don't you drive? Like I don't need to. Like, why need to, like, the only time I need to drive is, like, if I want to go over to a tournament, but Gaming Hug is, like, I just take the bus there, man. Or, like, I can carpool with people, but everywhere I go, I need to go to the bank, walk there. I need to go
That's really cool
walk
because
there.
it's like such a simple thing. Like, extremely simple. Like, beyond what we consider simple normally. It's just walking.
But extremely
But,
effective. Like it's insane.
Yeah, it's so ridiculously good for you. I made a YouTube video, at some point last month about like the basics of life. I didn't even consider walking as one of them, but it is, right? So, but the ones that I talked about were sleep, which you mentioned earlier, Rick, and also eating vegetables, and then also the other one is drinking water. I think walking, sleeping, and drinking water are pretty much stuff that most people do naturally. The people who don't drink water naturally just blow my mind. People who just drink soda and juice and milk and stuff.
Energy drinks, like
Yeah.
that kind of bothers me too. Like I always drink a bunch of water.
Yeah.
It's just like I will break open soda. Like if a character gets announced for like Smash, like it's a special occasion for me.
Yeah.
Or like
It
a
should be a
character's getting
treat.
dropped.
That's what it should be. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
a normal
Yeah.
drink. Like people who drink soda regularly are. I mean, I don't want to beat around the bush. They're killing themselves. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah,
That's
and
just
it's
what
just
it
being
is.
normalized. Like
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of sugar in them,
It
and
is
like I
normalized.
always make fun of energy drinks because like I don't want like I know like the whole like caffeine or just like it's kind of like it's like a pseudo drug because like we ban Adderall, but like freaking Red Bull and is
Yeah. It's the same
considered
thing.
okay for like for competitive. Even like this like a small bit of sugar, like you have like hot chocolate before a match, you were like have more slightly of an advantage than the opponent who just drinks water.
Mhm.
I don't really like that. Like if I will say this right now, if I ever get sponsored, I don't want to be sponsored by an energy drink.
Yeah.
I will not be a part of that. I don't want to drink that, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna pretend I like it. It's just like drink Flurp. It's good for you. And like no, just drink water, man.
Yeah, water. Sponsored by water.
Shout outs to Foodicorn. This guy's catchphrase is "Stay hydrated." This guy is like, okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna fill up my water, and you can just hear him like filling up water like a good like 30 feet away.
Yeah. The thing about 2019, like in our, we've been in the information age for a long time, but the level of communication and memes and trends is getting faster and faster. And I think stay hydrated is like things like that catch on because they're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a trend. Like that's just life. And
Yeah, definitely.
Like the thing about the information age now is that people are being weeded out of their BS more and more. Like for example, we were kind of living in this sort of like outrage trigger culture for a long time. This kind of snowflake I'm offended culture, right? Now,
Right.
that's not to say that that isn't based on some things that are actually like legit. Like there are some people who have PTSD. There's some people
Sure.
who don't want to be misgendered. I mean, they're not going to die if you misgender them, but they really make sure that that's an important part of their lives. Like I'm not here to troll them, right? But
Sure. Sure.
the outrage culture does get a little overboard at times, and what's happening more and more, especially with stuff happening like Trump getting elected, and I don't want to give any opinions on that, but that
Sure.
happening really shook up that culture, and people are being called out more in their BS, where there is BS. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I don't know. I've definitely, I'll speak on this. Like, I've kind of stayed in my little rabbit hole for the reason of just God. I've seen enough like conflict and like debate where it's just like I don't even find a point in it in myself. Like that's
Yeah.
just my own opinion. Like it probably serves a lot of other people, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I won't say that I'm stagnated. I will just simply say that I don't want to involve myself with people in that manner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if there's a change I can make, I'll do it anonymously. No one needs to know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to influence other people. I'm simply trying to influence my own surroundings.
That's really good. Environment does a lot for us too. Making
Mm-hmm.
sure you know what that kind of ties back to what you said about Ivan talking about the 5 people you want to be influenced by. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if those people were your friends and in your life. Like, for me, the number one person that I think about right now is Mariel Cartwright. She's the lead animator for Skullgirls and Indivisible,
Wow.
and she is
Damn.
someone who basically reverse engineered her style off of Capcom's animation work. And she is pretty much doing the job that I want to do. And I would imagine if she was my friend, like my life would be better, just better.
Oh
I
yeah.
would like have a resource. I would have somebody. I would have a peer who's doing the work that I would want to do, and I would basically want to join her in living that path. So that's really interesting
Absolutely.
that there could be 5 people we think about, and I wouldn't want to limit it to people who are just way out there, kind of out of my reach. But they're actually not out of my reach. I feel like if I just get better at my job, I could eventually connect with people
Yeah,
like her.
because something out of your reach is relative. Like
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's all relative.
yeah.
So
I want to do that assignment. Maybe I'll make a video about it.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome, dude. I encourage it.
yeah. I don't know who else. I would have to think hard about that too. That's a fun thought experiment.
I've definitely been thinking about it myself.
Yeah. Am I one of them, Rick?
Yes.
Let's go.
You want to know.
Let's get it.
I
Dude,
was
I'm here for
waiting
you,
to-
man. I'll be your friend. I know
I'll
we
be
don't
your friend.
always. No, it's I mean, you know what I'm saying. Like I know you approached
Yeah.
my Discord DM a long time ago, and I've always been open to talking to you. So
Okay, for sure. I will say that like I really hope the people I do talk to and I don't talk to as frequently don't take it personal. I've definitely been more isolated like lately, so I don't like
yeah,
it.
I
But
mean that's
I'm
not. I
trying
mean
my best.
sometimes it's not your fault.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
but if it is, when it is your fault, you change that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll even admit to it because I like being transparent.
Speaking of being transparent, like I can admit to some stuff too. Like my work ethic has always been kind of poor, I would say. It's hard, and it's hard to admit that because I have done so much better in this year than in past years, and I've learned so much.
I have very similar sentiments.
Yeah.
Very similar. Like honestly, I feel like I'm on a similar boat. I think I'm definitely being a lot more like proactive with what I want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
But before I was kind of like, okay, I don't know where to draw the line between is it just the nature of like where I want to go that is so unknown, or is it just do I just want to be a lazy sack of garbage?
Right. What's funny too is that I mean
Hard.
you're pretty young, 19. I'm 30, and I'm not saying I'm old, but
Sure.
I'm in a different stage in life. And one of the most valuable things I learned in the past year was because for me, I think it's not that I'm lazy. It's not that I don't want to work.
Sure.
What I end up doing is less valuable, less productive than what I could be doing. And what's the most interesting thing, like for example, I could be playing Dragon Ball Fighters, right? That
Sure.
game, I could probably get good at it. It's not really going to get me anywhere because I don't plan on being the best. I don't have the motivation to be the best. I don't have the motivation to grind out combos. I just play it because it's relaxing and fun, and there's a lot of stimulation and there's cool Dragon Ball characters, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But doing that is probably one of the worst things I could possibly do.
Mm.
And just because there's other things I could be doing that are simply better for me.
Yeah, and
right?
like Ivan and I were talking about that actually. It's pretty funny. Like we were talking about how like like it's okay. We kind of deviated a bit from what you said, but it was similar in the sense of just like there are so many hours in the day, and like if your goal could be to get really good at this one particular thing,
Mm-hmm.
but what's to say that like it sounds pessimistic, but what's to say that goal isn't going to change? Like all that time you invested into that goal, like you put all your eggs in one basket. Like it's better to just simply be efficient working towards that goal and finding other things that you find interest in, I guess,
Yeah.
and working towards those. Like I've kind of learned that lesson recently of like putting all my eggs in one basket isn't exactly all that good. Like it may seem like a simple lesson, but it's a lesson I definitely had to learn
Yeah.
because like I felt that way about Smash for a while, and it was kind of like, you know what? Like I've had an interest in the arts for a while. Like, do I really want to put everything in Smash? Because honestly, it's not that my fire for Smash is gone. It's more so if I have a feeling of uncertainty, it's optimal to just work towards both. And like it's just a matter of just, hey, if I feel like art is where I want to be, which honestly, at my current phase of life right now, it's kind of like I do want to be there. I've been focusing less on Smash, but not to the point to where I'm still not progressing. Like it's still there. Like I guess in the back burner you could call it, but I don't know. I feel like there's a negative connotation with the word back burner, but I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, yeah, I get you. The thing is, do you know what opportunity cost is?
I need defined again.
So opportunity cost. I mean, I don't have a hard definition memorized right off the bat, but basically, when you're doing one thing, you could be doing another thing, and that other thing might be better. Now, some people are paralyzed by that idea because they think they think so hard about doing the best possible thing, but I think we learn as we go, and sometimes you need to put things on the back burner because you need to test out doing something else.
Yes.
And I think opportunity cost is like it's really big because most people are going to take the path of least resistance, which means they're just going to do whatever makes them the least stressed. When in fact we could be just doing something better. And even for me right now, I think about like I'm doing this podcast. What if I could be doing something else that's more productive? But I really value this, and I think we should like our most basic guide to what we should do is what we feel like we want to do, And I really enjoy doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think it's great. It's all a great big discovery, and
it is. And it's constant. It's a constant discovery, and
and it's great because like the real because you said something that really because I know you said that on the last like 2 podcasts I guess with Lantern Diros, the whole hold on, I kind of drew a blank. I forgot what point you said. It was how we want to simply work at what gives us the less stress. Yeah, no, that actually resonated with me a lot because I think it really is like change truly does come from like not becoming complacent with what is easiest, because that's just the low hanging fruit. Like there's so much more you can do.
Yeah.
And that's honestly with this art stuff, that's what I'm working towards. It was very hard for me to break out of a mentality of just like it was a very dumb mentality that I've like kind of been ingrained of simply, oh, it's too late for me to become an artist. Like that's the shit that's been plaguing me forever. And I'm starting to break out of it. I won't say I'm fully out of it, but I'm starting to break out of it. Like I'm actually putting meaning into my work as if it's going to take me somewhere, and it just feels really good.
Well, think about it this way. The people who survive off of doing something are pretty much the ones that are most competitive at it, the ones who work hardest at it. And so, I mean, 99% of the people are gonna not work as hard as you could be working at it, And so you gotta be competitive in a sense where not necessarily to be better than others and put yourself above others, but so that if you're competitive and competent enough, people are gonna find you valuable.
I just want to reach a point to where I can make myself a living out of what I want to do.
Yes,
It's not
yes.
necessarily a game of just, hey, I'm trying to be the best in the industry, and it's not, because when I said that, it was more or less, yeah, maybe I'm not competitive enough for the industry, but at the same time, right now I feel kind of different, I guess, because back then it was that, it was just,
Right.
hey, it's too late, everyone's ahead of me. I'm focusing less on that now. It just
What's
feels good.
It's important though to have that idea of wanting to be at the top, because if you have that, then making a living off of something is just part of the journey. It actually comes easier if your goals are higher. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I
So
can
I
agree with
actually
that.
do want to be the best. Like my goal ever since I first went to college, I was like 17, 18. I knew I wanted to be the best animator in America. And I know that the industry here, there are roadblocks that I need to get over, not only by getting better at what I do, but also creating infrastructure that feeds into being able to animate more. And so, for example, you probably have an advantage if you live in a place like Japan or Korea because they have better infrastructure for 2D animation.
Mm,
Um, so for me, I want to be able to build that so that I can create a feedback loop that makes me get better at art. Does that make sense?
yeah, no, I totally get that for sure. And like, oh man, like really, this is honestly why like I would see you as like one of the 5 people that I like want to closely be influenced by, honestly, because there's a lot I think I could take from you. And
Uh,
like, while that may sound like I don't know, selfish, like I would, as much as I do, I would like to provide something too. Like,
right.
I don't know, it's
Well, I mean,
strange.
I'm honored. This is the thing. When you become an old man like me, I mean, I'm 30, right? I'm not an old man, but one of the most important things about life is passing on what you learn. Like eventually, I'm gonna get old and die, and I'm hoping that when I have kids, or not only just kids, but all the people that I've touched in my life, I
Sure,
want to make sure that I leave them with something. That's really what life's all about.
I see.
Yeah. So I
Makes a lot of
totally don't mind
sense.
at all. I mean, you're not taking anything from me. You know, it benefits me to like give back to the world around me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just like being social too. I like connecting to
Oh
people
yeah.
in that way. That's also it gives us advantages too. Like I mean, I saying it that way might sound selfish too, but it's really not. If we do something that benefits others as much as it benefits ourselves, then you found the perfect thing. You,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely what I strive for, like something mutual like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I guess it is kind of based on a lot of my different anxieties I
Yeah.
have towards that kind of thing that holds me back from talking to people as much.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's all a
Yeah,
work in progress.
for me, that's why I really think content creation is like such a good thing for me. Because at the end of the day, when I was influenced by Disney and Ghibli, and I wanted to become an animator and Looney Tunes and Dragon Ball and anime and all that stuff, what
Yeah.
are they doing? They're making content that people like. It's YouTube in a nutshell. Like nowadays, I mean, well, because back then I didn't understand the structure behind it. There was studios, and they all worked together, and they had a lot of money. Nowadays, there's no middleman. You don't need a studio to get your content out to the whole world. Maybe it takes more effort to make sure people see it, but it's essentially the same thing. So now if
Right.
I upload a video to YouTube, I want as much people to see as possible. But in order to do that, I have to make sure it's actually valuable for people to want to watch.
For
And
sure.
the thing about animation too, it's kind of hard to make good animation that people will watch because like YouTube favors like longer videos, and making
Mm.
even 1 second of animation is pretty tough. At least the
It's
It's grueling,
animation.
really,
man.
it's
Yeah,
very tough.
yeah.
Like,
At least the
there's so
type of
much
animation I want to
decision
make.
making.
Yeah, and there's a lot of lazy animation out there just to fill in minutes, but people still watch it. I mean, there's like Jaden Animations. I mean, nothing wrong with Jaden
Oh, right.
Animations. I mean, she makes good animations, and it does it to an animator that wants to be a career animator, like that make films. It seems like lazy and it seems childish, but no, like her content's good because people are watching. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, it's just a matter of like what really captures the most appeal, what you can do to
Yeah.
reach that. And like, I guess like cutting corners isn't necessarily a bad thing at times. But
No, No, it's
It
definitely
feels
not. I mean,
good.
if it's optimal, it's optimal. You know.
Yeah, but it feels good to like put heartfelt effort into something.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because the thing
And
is
that's what we strive for.
when we look at movies like Pixar and Disney and Ghibli, the people who do have that infrastructure and they are able to put in that extra mile, you can really tell. And you can really, like, as an audience, you can really tell when something is a higher level than another thing. Especially when you grow up with it as a kid. Like, you grow up watching so much animation and cartoons, especially
You
nowadays.
start getting an eye.
Yeah, you get an eye for it. And you can tell what's better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you want to watch what's better.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, guys, I'm kind of running out of time here.
For sure.
But yeah, it's been nice talking to you guys. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say, if you want to make shout outs or anything. I know, Parker, I talked a lot to Rick about like personal stuff, but hope it was a good time for you.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I've been silently eating food in the background.
Oh. That's fine.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy the time we had here, honestly.
Yeah, man, it's valuable to all of us, dude. I really hope, like, that's what, like, I really like this episode because this is what this whole podcast was about. Like, even though I don't really set a topic anymore, like, the general idea of getting good is what's so close to my heart. Because when people say that, get good, like, it's meant to be, like, offensive, right? It's meant to be, like, you need to be better. But it's like, that idea, if you can take it, if someone can tell you get good, and you can just be like, yeah, I need to get good, you know? That's the perfect mentality of life. Like, I after people said that, I was like, yeah, getting good is, like, the secret to life. And that's, like, a motto that I live by.
It's great.
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yeah, dude. All right.
Okay, well, it's been a pleasant time, you guys. I really had, I don't know. It's been a very productive conversation, I'd say.
You want to give out a shout out to anyone who might be listening? A shout out to any of the homies?
Yeah, dude. Shout outs to SE, best crew in the valley, uncontested.
I'm the leader of SE.
That's true. Make SE skeleton sword, everyone.
SE
Dude,
skeleton sword.
dude, skeleton sword. You got it. Have you talked about the story of skeleton sword yet? Like on the podcast?
Oh, I haven't. Okay, so
Please do. I love it.
All right, so the story
Your
of skeleton
bonus
sword.
bit, y'all.
I was at Evo 2013,
Ooh.
and I was watching Marvel Finals with my friend, and
Okay.
it was just like kind of like similar to the Ranch Raccoon story, where we were just seeing some silly names. There's one in particular, like Cloud 805. Like, he's actually a pretty well-known player in like the Marvel and Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
But his name is really bad. Like, it's just Cloud. Like, I'm assuming Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy, and his area code. So it's just like a really popular character followed by a bunch of numbers. So it's basically like Link 420 or like Sephiroth 69 or what, something really simple like that.
Samus 209.
Samus 209. That's a good one, right? That's a good one. Someone out there needs to be named Samus 209. So basically, yeah, me and my friend were saying, like, trying to come up with all these really silly names, and he said skeleton sword, and my head just exploded. It's exactly the reaction you had to Ranch Raccoon.
Oh,
because it's a dumb name, but just quirky enough to be cool, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, like, a skeleton, like, when you talk about RPGs or MMORPGs, there's always those random skeleton villain. They're usually like a low-level villain.
They're
right?
just a goon.
Like skeleton goon. But a level above the regular skeleton is usually a skeleton with a sword. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's like that. He's that dude.
You always gotta wield that weapon.
It's like a skeleton, and then you get a skeleton sword. It's like comparing a Goomba to like a Paragoomba.
Exactly.
It takes two hits to take him out.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, it's not quite skeleton boss, skeleton lord, or skeleton gunman. It's not skeleton gunman for sure. But
it's that
uncommon,
relatively uncommon enemy that drops that rare item once in a while.
You got a 5% chance to drop a sword.
It takes slightly more skill to beat him than regular skeleton.
Yeah.
That's me, dude. I'm skeleton sword.
You ever play the original Legend of Zelda? He's kind of like the blue Octorok compared to like the red Octorok.
Yes, exactly.
My god.
That's skeleton sword, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's literally a skeleton sword in Zelda. There's Stalfos.
Yeah, Stalfos.
Yeah, Stalfos.
They kind of changed that character a little bit, like, and like the top-down like Zelda's Stalfos are treated as enemies that like they will avoid your sword slashes, and you have to like chase them down. But like in 3D, they're just like, no, these guys have swords and shields, and they can give you a good fight.
Yeah. Skeletons are whack in Breath of the Wild, man. They're like you one shot them.
Yeah, dude, I like the Stalfos in that game. Like you could pick up their head and kick it off a second left side.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I probably gotta head out, stop the recording soon.
Yeah,
it was really great talking to you. This episode was a lot of fun.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
playing.
Yeah.
Y'all have a nice rest of your day. All right.
All right, you too, guys. See you later.
See you.
See ya.
Peace.